She's the defending champion. She's the world number 3. She's the World Games gold medalist. Please welcome, from France, Camille Serme.
So hello and welcome here live on squashball.tv. Here live at the AJ Bell ESF European Squash Championships at the David Ross Sports Centre at the University of Nottingham. You're joined with me, lead commentator for this event, Josh Taylor, and I'm joined for this first of our matches today with my old coach, the coach that got me into this sport, Kevin Emery. Thanks for joining us, Kev.
Good afternoon, Josh. Looking forward to today's matches.
So we've got two players here. We've got a bit of experience against youth in this first match. We've got Camille Serme, the French number 1 and world number 3, 8-time consecutive French national champion, up against English young gun in Elise Lazarus, the current England under 17 number 1, up to world number 100. She holds a few titles at the moment, actually, Kev. She's British under 23 champion and English under 17 champion, so some good pedigree in this event.
Yeah, she seems to have a lot of form behind her. Looking at it, this is probably going to be the biggest game of her career to date against such a experienced opponent.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how she copes here. Obviously, big atmosphere on this glass court. In terms of, it can cause a few nerves, I think, the glass court environment with the music, and now she's up against a world number 3. I mean, this is going to be quite a big stage for her to show what she's got, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for her, but you see whether you can cope in this environment. I'm sure she's going to give it her best shot. She's got nothing to lose. She can go out there and enjoy it and express herself.
Yeah, so I think, if we look back over Camille's season so far, she's, season just gone, she's got some good form leading into this event. Just done very well at the World Games, obviously winning that event. Back end of last season, won the Cleveland Classic and also TOC, which is obviously a big event. Definite favourite for this title, I'd say. And, Elise has got some form running from last season, and she's definitely improving a lot at the moment. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two, and just see how the youth does against someone like Camille. Be interested to see if she can get stuck in and really sort of maybe just create a bit of pressure for the world number 3.
The test is whether can she impose her own game on such an experienced player, somebody who's obviously got a lot of form behind her. It's a test, but it's like I said before, she's got nothing to lose. She can go out there, enjoy the occasion, but also focus on trying to get a result.
So you're obviously based in Nottingham, Kev, still based here, locally and around the clubs in Nottinghamshire.
Yeah.
Has this centre made a big impact into Nottinghamshire way of life for squash, or is it just starting to creep into the scene a bit more?
I think it's still quite early days. It's only been open since December, so it's still in its fruition, really. It's its first year. It made a massive impact on the professional PSA matches.
On the PSL
matches, on the team games. Obviously, the crowd situation, and obviously I think it really made a big impact because Notts went on to win it.
Yeah, title holders Nottingham, MB Nottingham in the PSL. And
That's right.
I guess getting the glass court environment into PSL is going to be really important for that league. I think in terms of trying to move it forward, a lot of big names and bringing these kind of stages to it will benefit it massively, I think.
Yes, definitely. And also, you think from the crowd situation, you can get more people in watching on this glass court, and it just gives a better experience, I think, to the game.
It's obviously quite a knowledgeable crowd, isn't it, in Nottingham? There's been a lot of top squash here over a number of years, and a lot of top players based here as well across a long time. British Open was here. I remember as a kid watching British Open here.
Yeah, went
and in town as well
at the Albert Hall.
Yeah. So it's quite a knowledgeable crowd, isn't it, that loves it squash.
Oh yeah, there's lots of clubs in Nottingham, lots of team players that really are dedicated followers of the game. They love the squash, and like you say, they're very knowledgeable. So hopefully we get a good crowd here today and over this weekend watching these matches.
So what's your score prediction here? It's probably a bit of a one-sided one, but what are you going for, Kev?
Well, my head says a French win here, maybe 3-love, but I'll certainly be rooting for Elise here, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully she can get something out of the game. Maybe even if she took a game, that could be a sort of a win for her.
Yeah, if she can get a start here, I think that's going to be... If she can get a good start in one of these games, then the confidence will hopefully build, see if she can nick one, but I think we're going to probably see Camille move through quite comfortably, but hopefully Elise can cause some problems. Certainly an interesting matchup to get that youth and experience together.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very interesting matchup. Like I said, these first few points are vital, really. Can she get a foothold in the game and get comfortable on this stage?
And we're off. So first rally here. Oh, we've got an early decision.
He's giving a stroke.
Yeah.
Just in contact.
Yeah, a bit of contact. So, I mean, in terms of the Nottinghamshire squash scene, I've been out of it for a couple of years now. It's nice to be back. But what's active? What's going on? You know, if I was wanting to get involved in squash in Nottingham, what do I need to look out for, Kev?
The league, team squash-wise, are still going well. There's currently about 7-8 leagues with 10 teams in. Club-wise, various clubs, the biggest one being the Park at Nottingham, but here at the university they've got several teams playing under several different banners, like students, but I know they've got staff teams as well.
There's a good bit of pressure in that rally there from Elise. Sorry to break you up. Just got on the board.
yeah, that's the first point. We settle the nerves.
So team squash is pretty active. You've got it's a good number of leagues that across the county.
Yeah.
For a county size.
And then we've got, obviously, junior-wise, we've got big change this year. We've got a new county coach, Andy Hay. We've had a few squads set up over the summer, trying to get our kids sort of basically get it more organised, really. Not just seems to be a little bit disorganised over the last few years, especially county-wise, but hopefully we can get that back on track and put that straight.
Yeah. So I guess it's getting that structure, isn't it, that's so key. And
yeah.
You know, I remember when growing up with you, Kev, like at various different clubs in Nottinghamshire, it was something that was key to getting it going, really, from your side, wasn't it? That organisation and structure, and
it is the key. You've got to be organised. You've got to have an objective, really, where you're going with it, and just get people also enjoying the game. And seeing where they can go with it. If we can see where they go with it and what they can get involved in, it just spurs them on. Like players like yourself and several others that we had a few years ago, most of which are still playing at a decent level today.
I think that fun was so important, wasn't it? In Nottingham, in terms of like the group of players that came through, and I came through and a bit older than me, there was a real batch, wasn't there? You know, Eddie Charlton, Lewis Walters, Deck James, Ollie Holland, who was a really strong junior, all at the same time.
Yeah.
it was the fun sort of enjoyment of it that was so important, I think.
Yeah, everyone enjoyed the game first of all, and I think if you enjoy it, you tend to excel at something.
Yeah. So in terms of, you know, if you're going to be in Elise's corner here, what would your advice be in a big environment here? If you're going to try and get some sort of a result out of her in a big stage?
Especially first of all, I'd say just be patient. Try and keep the rallies, maybe especially the tempo of the game. Maybe not going too quick. Keep it steady so you can keep yourself in the rallies, and not trying to.
Great shot there.
That's a great shot. And they caught.
She's doing well here. She's got stuck in these early rallies. Actually, she seems to have settled quite quickly in terms of. I guess there's nothing to lose as well. I think that's something that. Yeah, all the pressure's on Camille here.
The pressure's on Camille in this match.
So hopefully she can get into it, play a few shots, and I think she's shown that early doors, which is quite promising.
Just a little bit deep in the court there. Caught out.
In terms of the uni setup here, obviously Rich is joining me on commentary later on in the week, but we've got a lot of teams that play out of here. It's been a university that's invested a lot in squash, hasn't it? And it's to show this great glass court and facility that we're in today. I mean, they must have a big impact in the environment of juniors coming through, maybe seeing some younger faces in local clubs and things like that. It must be good for the sport.
Yeah, I think it's also the university itself is attracting a high level of player that are coming here to obviously to study, but also to train. Therefore, there's the more players that can train together while they study at that certain age, and it's great for the county really to be able to host so many good squash players.
So Camille's just opened this up a bit now, hasn't she? So it's gone for 8-4.
If you notice, she seems to be taking the ball quite early, following quite a lot, forcing Elise.
Just rushed Elise a couple of times, like around the middle of the court. That's a nice tight ball.
Yeah, she's just making Elise make mistakes really in those last sort of 4 or 5 points until that nice tight backhand drive there.
That's that pressure, I think, that the higher level players can quite often create, the pressure and tempo that comes with it. That's the real test for Elise here. If she can settle into the tempo and the pressure of play, find a way just to get within what's going on.
Anything that Elise sort of puts slightly mid-court on, and Camille's on it straight away. It's really sharp.
Yeah, it's an interesting event. This it obviously falls just before the season. You get a variety of players playing it, and it plays out as well in the lower parts of the draws. So it does give a good sort of pre-season tournament to the players to get some really good match practice leading into the season. Obviously, not being on PSA, it takes that pressure of ranking points away a little bit as well. So there's some big names that come to Nottingham. You've got Greg Gaultier in the men's event. James Woolscroft as well, 2 seed, and then Camille's joined by Elise and that's a great finish there.
First game there to Camille, takes it 11-6. Elise started well, and she was in it sort of 4-5 all, but Camille just dominated the second part of that game.
From that second half, she's just pulled away, and she's shown her experience, just settled into it, and she's been able to pick her off really, hasn't she, and just cause a bit of fluster in terms of a few errors and things like that. So, if I was Camps in this corner now, you'd just be trying to get Elise to stay within the process she was doing in those first few points really, because she did so well when she approached it and tried to get on top a little bit and tried to take it really positively. So hopefully she can come back on and do that again from that first part of this game.
Yeah, she just needs to. I mean, Camille just second half of that game was literally in front of Elise all the time, taking everything early. Elise was basically chasing the game after that. She just need to sort of get forward a little bit, try and get Camille off that tee, basically, and stop her dominating.
She just gradually got moved back in the court, didn't she, as that game went on, and Camille just gradually got in front and taking it earlier and earlier. That tempo definitely was felt, I think.
She upped the tempo. She took the ball earlier, and just made Elise have to work that bit harder. Really stretch, but she'll learn a lot from this match.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one for her learning, isn't it? It's not often you're going to get a chance at 16 to get on court with a world number 3 in this environment, and I think it's credit to this event and credit to England for giving her the chance to get these experiences young, because I think the more experiences we can give our youngsters this kind of environment, you know, the better they're going to do when it comes up in PSA and big tournaments, and when you're going to try and represent it at British Junior Open and things like that. It's going to give her this invaluable experience, really.
You've got to be in these environments to be able to perform them, you know, and get used to it. The only way you do that is by putting yourself up against these players.
It's getting there, isn't it?
But as you know, it's difficult when you get into ranking tournaments, because you've got to get a certain ranking to be able to get into the big tournaments where you get to play the likes of Camille Serme. So these opportunities, especially this early in a career, don't come around. So
this is really rare, isn't it?
So this is great for Elise to be able to take on Camille here today. And she can just hang in there and get into the game.
I think the other thing is that the longer you can make this experience for her, the better, you know. I think it's very easy for her to go in here and, after a good first game actually, this just run away very quickly from her. And but if she can find a way of just making it as long as she possibly can, get as much experience from it as possible, it's gonna make a huge difference to what she can take from it, really. I mean, been there not with a top 10 in the world player, but been there with top players, and you can just they can just run away after that first game so quickly.
I think the key is, what I say to a lot of juniors or even adults, if you're playing someone who is, you know, a stronger player than you, one of the first things I say is just try and keep them on court as long as you can.
It's setting targets, isn't it? Like how long you want to be on for.
You know, don't give them the game. If they're going to win it, make them win it.
Yeah.
Don't make unforced errors. Don't go for things that aren't there, because you're going to be under pressure. So you know, you can find yourself going for too many shots that aren't there, and then suddenly the game runs away from you.
And it's gone so quick, hasn't it? She's got herself a 2-point cushion here, which will be quite interesting to see what she does with it from here. 3-1 in this second game.
It's a good start.
She's just looking to move a lot better. If you look at her movement's been a little bit broken up there, but as you can rallies, just looks a bit smoother, looking to try and just use a bit more energy to get in front of Camille.
What we might see is maybe towards the middle of this game, whether it is that she can't maybe sustain it for the length of the game that Camille can. At that tempo, sometimes you're okay for a certain length of time, but if you're not used to competing at that level,
it starts to slip away.
Yeah, you get sort of halfway through a game and suddenly that tempo is hard to keep.
It's interesting as well, the decision making, as you start to get that little bit tighter in the game. You know, just to give Camille back there, she's made a couple of sort of rash sort of decisions. That's a nice decision there, like nice and straight. Hitting the space well. It's trying to keep those clear thought processes as well, isn't it, under pressure. I think that's probably what David Campion, English national coach in the corner, is probably looking for, really, is her making good decisions under pressure. And even if that's not necessarily sustained, it's trying to keep that for as long as possible, because that's an indication of the future and how she deals with these kind of big environments.
So this is where sort of the first game it seemed to slip away from Elise. So now let's see if she can hold in there. That was close. 5-4. Close call, that one.
I think this is quite an important point now, isn't it? This is where it could slip away. Try and just stay with Camille for as long as possible. So there we go, it starts to slip away, isn't it? To see if she can pull this back.
Yeah, she just needs to, this next point, really hang in there. Don't give Camille a chance.
Oh, that's a great one. There, they open up the space and put that away so quickly.
Yeah, she's starting to pull away from Elise in this game now.
8-4.
So now we've got 4-point gap. It's quite quickly done that gap,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
that's what we were sort of speaking about, really. Those points can just wheel away very quickly. Camille's playing
Great
really
touch there
tight,
from that
tight drop
backhand.
there. Good length.
Some of your lob drops there, Kev.
Yeah,
Trying to mix it up.
that's it.
Nice touch at the front and then lift it back over.
Yeah. Maybe she watched me this morning.
Yeah. Tell you what, it's a bouncy court and those traditional courts at the back of here. It just wouldn't die, would it, Kev? Or maybe it was our shots, but
Yeah,
well,
maybe
my
over
shots
here.
more like, but
Yeah.
it just would not die.
Yeah, I think you just hit the ball too hard this morning. I never taught you to do that.
I tell you what, we got through yesterday, a lot of matches yesterday, and Chris Longman, the tournament physio, didn't have a single thing to do all day. So that second game 11-4, and then I tell you, we were hitting at the back, weren't we, with Chris? So it was the three of us on there, us two and the tournament physio. He's not had to do a single thing all yesterday, and then you nearly hit yourself to cause the first injury of the event.
Yeah. I think that was all caused by me trying to be too cocky and grab your shirt as I was running through, and then ended up running full length of the court to try and scramble the shot back. As I never give up, as you know, but and then running a bit too far and then smacking my own kneecap.
That's not. I hope you don't coach that.
No. No.
So we've got 2 love there to Camille Serme. Same kind of thing as that first game, wasn't it? Elise did so well that first part of the game, stuck with her, looked to make some really positive, good decisions, and then the game just seemed to run away a little bit. As soon as that point pressure came back of Camille being level with her, tight with her in that game, it seemed to have just run away. So
yeah, I mean, as I said, I think at the end of the first game there, at this level, when you step up, you can compete at this tempo for a certain amount of points, but then you do seem to find out that the better player then rises to the top and can continue it, and maybe even up it, and if you're not at that level,
did you see that one there? She needs to save those fruit.
Yeah, bring that one out in this game, Elise. Now it's 2 love down. It's gonna be tough. Can you see her coming back from this?
I'd just like to see her get over 5 points in this game, Alex. I think that would be a success. I think you've got to define what success is. And I think if she can get over 5 points in this third game, that would be quite a good little result for her, really. I think that just shows that she's stayed with her in all these games and contended. We'll see if she starts well again. That's been the key. I think the first 2 games she started so well, and then just that pressure felt. So we'll see if we can do that again, just forcing it a bit there. But I think that's the thing. At least it's shown some really good ability from the front of the court. Some of the times she just tried to force the situation a bit too early. It's that pressure of playing a better player and trying to.
Yeah, you sometimes try and do something maybe you wouldn't normally do if you were playing someone you're more comfortable with. You try and force it a bit more because you think.
Yeah, I think you need to be that much better.
And then the mistakes come and decisions. And there we
right
see,
there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a nice simple shot played to the back would have been good.
I'm sure if we put 100 balls up there later on for her, she'd put 99 away.
Yeah.
It just shows you the pressure that she's under. The simplest shots can result in a mistake. Yeah,
and it's just, I think it's just getting used to this environment and feeling comfortable in it as well, which is so important. So 1-2. See if she can stick with her here, not let her get away. That's the key for me.
That's it, just try and keep the rallies and keep them steady. I'd be saying to her, just relax a little bit and just try and keep your length going, really.
Yeah.
You know, lob the ball down the wall a little bit.
Yeah. You like your lobs, don't you?
It is a favourite shot of mine. Sort of compensates for my
your shorter stature, is that?
Yeah. Maybe I think I'm playing myself and lob it up there a lot. Thinking my opponent won't get it, but they're generally a foot taller.
Do you think that's a key to you?
She is starting to do this now. She's starting to lob the ball up.
That's great, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just testing her up high and then taking her low. Trying to use the front.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think she caught on the follow through there.
Yeah.
No let. No. I agree with that decision. It's on the follow through. She missed the ball. For
I don't
whatever
think
reason.
that caused. Yeah, like.
I don't think she caused any infringement before that.
They're just playing a let. It's going to be a let.
Let's give a let.
If in doubt, give a let.
Yeah. I personally thought she caused her after she hit the ball.
Yeah, I think that was quite late in the stroke, wasn't it? So wasn't really impinging too much. So this is good. Just keeping that tempo, just staying with her. That's nice. That use of height.
Use the height on the front wall. It's not a great bit. But
That's well picked off though. Straight on it, quite quick.
the cross court there could have. It was a bit loose.
Yeah, could have been hitting that sidewall.
Yeah. Camille was on it, but she recovered quickly.
It's quite a quick, fast front wall here at Thomas Glasgow.
She's doing well.
So you can almost get away a couple of times with the cross court because it whips through, doesn't it, a little bit.
Actually, on that 4 points again, Josh.
So can we get
now? Can she get that magic 5 and push on? Should be steady. Too good.
Good length that.
Yeah.
Just those basics done so well from Camille. It's just opening up and building pressure, isn't it?
Yeah. Elise's backhand there just obviously come off the sidewall a bit, and just that little gap. And someone of that quality
It's just going to put you away, aren't they?
Bit of an unforced error off hitting out there as well.
Just seeing a body language in between those last 2 points as well, like just getting that little bit agity.
Yeah.
Rather than just staying relaxed. Like she's done so well to pull this back and then get a little bit tense.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good finish, isn't it? It's nice and simple.
Yeah. Simple squash. Simple squash wins matches, Josh.
Yeah. Simples, as the little male cat would say.
That's right.
Simple.
Nice shot. 7-4. Now, can she get at least get a couple of points back?
I'd like to get over that 5.
Yeah, and just keep in the game, not let her head drop. And let Camille just
settled a little bit more again. She looks a little bit calmer again. That's a good finish. That backhand drop from Camille's been so strong, isn't it? Anything in that corner, she's put in so tight.
She's got a very good touch on that backhand.
Volley again. Yeah. Opened it up quite quickly
there. 9-5.
I don't know.
Right. That's it. Get down there. Oh, there we go.
There we go. We got to 5.
Yeah.
Now 4 points to close that gap. It's so quick those gaps open up, isn't it, against these top players? Give them an inch and they take every bit of it.
That's it.
You know, that's the difference between a junior on the way up and a top player.
And they just pull it open out. Just play that cross court switch shot. She's got match ball. Characteristic error there from her. Maybe she thought she was over the line.
Yeah, maybe thinking of the cool down too early.
Yeah. Do they have ice baths here, Josh? No?
Yeah, at the top of the building. There's everything in this building. So there we go.
Everything you need.
So 11 6, that's so Camille Serme takes it in our first quarter-final here. Joined on court with Paul Walters, our
Ladies and gentlemen,
tournament
it just thought it'd
MC.
be quite a nice opportunity to have a chat with both players, and hopefully Camille doesn't mind sharing the court. It's a big occasion for Elise. She came in as, well, in the place of Emily Whitlock, who unfortunately was injured for this tournament, only 16 years of age. A big occasion, and I'm sure you must be thrilled to play on this court with such a great champion.
Such a great experience. I've learned a lot from it. Just sort of every point I was just taking shots that I've learned from Camille's game and stuff, and just to go home and work on those shots and hopefully come back a little bit more.
In the British Junior Open last year, obviously you did so well within the under-17s. You're one of the few girls that can challenge the Egyptians. Playing Camille, has that given you more enthusiasm and more determination to make it on the junior circuit, or do you just want to get on court with people like that more often?
No, definitely. It's given me a lot more to go for and sort of see. After playing Camille, I know what I've got to do to be the best, basically. So, yeah.
Well, you've certainly showed everyone what you can do today. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation. Elise Lazarus. Camille, first of all, congratulations, welcome to Nottingham. I know this is a title you've won many times. How many times have you actually won this?
5.
And French champion 8 times?
8.
So, in terms of the status, obviously it's a European Squash Federation event, it's away from the World Tour. Having won this title so many times, is that an added pressure, or is it something that you really enjoy and you thrive on?
No, I don't want to put too much pressure on me. Obviously, there's no PSA points to win for the ranking, so it's a bonus. It's good matches. It's good preparation for the next tournament next week. So just trying to play as well as I can on the court and enjoy it.
You had a great season last year. What are the goals for the coming season?
Well, my dream is to become world number 1 and world champion, so I hope it's going to be this year.
You're only 2 places away. What sort of things do you work on a day-to-day? Do you train with different people? Are you trying to keep it fresh? Or are you keeping to the tried and trusted?
Well, I still have the same staff, the same coach and physical trainer and stuff, but for example, I went to Pontificac this summer to train with Malcolm and James, and it was really good experience.
Well, hopefully you'll have learnt a lot, certainly produced a lot of great players. We wish you well, you're a great champion, and we look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, Camille Serme. There will be a slight break before our next match, but we look forward to seeing you when we have our first men's quarter-final. Thank you.
So thanks for joining us for that first match. You can rejoin us here live on unsquashable.tv or on our Facebook page for our next match, which starts at 2 o'clock. Hopefully see you all then. Thanks.